Good question here. How's Bellinger holding up moves? Please explain. Well, the Yankees want to know what they're working with financially this offseason, and until they know his decision, they don't know how much wiggle room they have to spend. I don't know what number they've put, if they're going to go over the tax or not. They kind of have to go over if they re-sign Bellinger, but the thing is, if they want to trade like it's a Mingus or a Jones, they can't really do that without knowing Bellinger's status. So that could be holding up trade talks. I mean, they could be doing other stuff, they're just not. So maybe it's not just him. Maybe it's just not going to be him and not much else. But I think it's been clear that they're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with him since they haven't done anything else. But they could have been doing other stuff. I think they should have been doing other stuff. There's some names coming off the board that they could have maybe gone, but they haven't lost a big fish yet, like the Tuckers or the Bichettes, or like the Freddie Peralta in the trade talks, or a Marlins pitcher, or even Mackenzie Gore on a lesser scale. Like all that stuff is still out there for them. And then I'm going to talk about some relief options. Like a lot of people are bringing up Garrett Clevenger to trade with the Rays. I don't know if that how likely that is. A guy I reported interest in the winter meetings was Michael Kopech, so we'll
Yeah.
see. The problem is, Sandy, that I don't think that they want to go that high over the luxury tax, and they need to know exactly what their budget is because they're not going to spend with reckless abandon. Not that they shouldn't after being embarrassed and watch what the Blue Jays are doing, but this is the new reality of the Yankees. Just hope you're good enough to get into the playoffs, and in October's a crapshoot. You might get lucky. Well, that hasn't worked in 16 years, and I don't think that this current team is going to be the one to break that unless they do some stuff that we're not expecting. Now, if they added Bichette and Bellinger, I would feel way different about this conversation because then you're talking. Then you have a full lineup. You have 10 plus hitters in that situation, and that's more formidable than just bringing back Bellinger. Now, if you do Bichette, like I said, you could band-aid left with Hayes and Dominguez, and then like Hayes would help split some time against righties, against lefties, actually not righties there. But like, I would want to see Dominguez get some full run to see what the Yankees have in him because they're only tanking his trade value if they did want to move him, and they're not helping his confidence by like pulling, starting like defensive replacements. Like, is he the best defender? No, but like, could he get better? Yeah, he's only a young kid still. I want to see what year two looks like with the Martian fully playing, or as close to fully playing as we can get. Spencer Jones is definitely a big question mark and a controversial topic. Now, I would. So I think the good news here is that the Bellinger solution kind of seems to be coming to a head to me. I think he might be the first of the big guys to sign now, opposed to Kyle Tucker, because Tucker seems like he's nowhere close to getting what he wants. I don't know where the Blue Jays are with him. I don't know where his desire to go there is. I don't know like who else is in there. I know the Mets have checked in. I don't know if David Stearns is going to want to break the bank again for another outfielder, although it kind of makes sense because they need a big bat. They don't have a big guy to protect Soto right now, really, because Lindor goes ahead of him. So who's that big power threat next to Soto? It's not really there. It could be Kyle Tucker. They can look at Bellinger, but I don't think Bellinger's really Mets going to be a Met. I think the most likely outcome is probably them re-signing him. And then you have to hope they get involved with Bo Bichette and figure out some pitching from there. That's really the only thing to do because once you re-sign Bellinger, your outfield's full. There's no more Tucker talk, even though that's very minimal right now. So I think that's the best reason to explain why he's holding the best ways I could explain to why he's holding up other moves. From an outside perspective, Rocky, do you agree that Bellinger's holding up the Yankees offseason?
To a certain degree, yes, because it seems like there's only a selective amount of teams that would be in on him. Like, how many teams would be in? I mean, the Dodgers have checked in on him, but it's not like they're going to give him a long-term deal or anything. The Mets, they haven't shown the willingness to give beyond a certain amount of years. If you look at the way their offseason's going, they gave Devin Williams 3 years. They acquired Marcus Semien, who had 3 years, and they signed Luke Weaver for 2 years. I don't feel like they're going to give no more than 4 or 5 years. I just don't
It
because they
doesn't
need
look
to
like
start.
it. Yeah.
No, they need a starting pitcher too, the Mets, right? So that's another issue. And I do think the only way, and I said it when you were in our pod on the Sports Avenue Twisted in our latest episode, that I think the trade route would probably be the likely scenario for the Mets to upgrade.
Yeah, I think that seems relevant. Like Luis Roberts, a guy for them.
Yeah.
I mean, could they try Hayes too? I feel like one of the Yankees or Mets might end up with Hayes, depending what happens with Bellinger. I wouldn't rule that out. It won't. Maybe it's what like 1 year, 12 million or something like 10 million. It's not going to do too much.